And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes a guest. He's a comedian and podcaster who has a question for the podcast industry. What are we doing? Like, what are we all doing here? Why are we doing this? It's Matt Apodaca. And she's a comedian, actress, and America's greatest writer of California Raisins fan fiction. It's Betsy Sidaro. Jeff is here to get out ahead of the scandalous revelations coming soon from his Cat Big Louie's tell-all book, The Kitty and Me. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little potato soups. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate, and you might think soup, is that truly a carbohydrate? But potato-based soup, yeah, the carb count's going to be pretty high, was sent in on Patreon. By Alicia Dumeyer. I'm very excited to welcome the guest to the show. And yes, I am on Patreon. And yes, Daniel is leaning across the table. It's okay. You lean if you need to. I know you're adjusting your headphones.
It's just so loud in my ears. It's painful.
You need it turned down.
Oh, sorry. That was yours. Okay. Go. That's it. That's it. There you go.
We
Thank you.
Got it.
That's good. Thank you. Sorry.
Yay!
Guys, we are all in it together. I am on Patreon. All sorts of thank you. Fun stuff over there. Episodes of The Friend Zone, my Patreon podcast. Particular friend zones lined up Renee Colvert, I already recorded with her. That should be up any day now. Jenna Kim Jones, Emily Fleming, I'm going to record with. I'm trying to pin down Greg Heller. We're making it happen. And then there's love where you can text me and I'll text you back. Go for the annual subscription. Get 2 months free. Okay. I am very excited for this group. Already, we've done like 3 shows worth of content. Matt Apodaca, welcome back. Hello.
I'm happy to be back. I'm in a great mood today.
Woo!
This is nice. Last time
good.
I was in a good mood.
You said the vibes were off, even though I felt like your vibes were great.
I knew I had to bring it because I said that, and then today I'm going to be coasting on the regular good vibes.
Okay,
it's going to be great.
Well, then we'll see which really is better for the listener. Which kind of mood we want
Matt's
you to be
great.
in.
He needs to have a really bad day to really be good.
And then Betsy Sidaro,
Hello!
in the flesh.
I wasn't sure she was real.
I know. I thought you were just ahead.
She was AI.
Real.
Hello, it's
Real.
so good to see you and to meet you in person. Daniel Quantz.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm real too.
I know. I did. I never doubted you.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Mm-hmm. And Jeff Fox.
Thank you. I'm happy as a duck to be here.
Oh.
Quack. I will never get tired of hearing that. All right. A lot of stuff to get to. I want to remind everyone my merch store is going off. And by that, I just mean I have a merch store. Please go there, check out the stuff, buy the stuff, wear the stuff, send me pictures. AllisonRosen.com. Click on you'll see where to go for merch. And there was something else I wanted to wedge in at the top. Oh, yeah. Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts. It's going to be time to do iTunes comments of the week any day. There's one more thing. Oh, yeah. I have updated my Amazon shop. I'm an Amazon influencer. I don't know if you know that. It's I'm in a esteemed company. I think some of the Kardashians. I don't know if they are. Maybe
sure
some
they
of the
are.
Vanderpump people.
A lot of those.
For sure.
Yeah.
And me. And other people, But anyway, I have a shop. Amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. I've updated it with my latest beauty picks and some books. Okay, everyone. Now, Matt and Betsy are both wearing Universal Studios gear.
Yeah, we are.
It was not planned.
No, just complete
Not
accident.
planned.
Yeah.
Not planned.
Pretty cool.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah.
I love. I this is my only theme park merch. Like I don't have any other like theme park like apparel.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to get this.
Right.
And you're wearing the Luigi
Yes.
Mario Land.
Yeah, I went to the Mario Land, and they had They had a bunch of the Mario ones in kid size, but they didn't have any in adult size. They had Luigi in adult size, and I did sort of like, my name starts with an M, so I kind of wanted the circle with an M sweatshirt. That would have been good, but it's a little funnier that it's an L.
Do you feel like Luigi is like the beta to Mario's VHS?
Well, it's tough.
Or to Mario's Alpha to bring it into the now?
I guess it's going to depend on who you ask, because I do like Luigi, and he has his own games. He gets to explore a haunted mansion. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion.
He's more of Sigma.
He just vacuums stuff up.
Yeah.
It rules.
He's really cool.
Wait, he vacuums?
Yeah, his like weapon is a vacuum, and you can just walk through rooms and just suck up like curtains and stuff.
That is
it's
fun.
so much fun.
And not that this is a measure of worth. But there was an article a couple of years ago that determined that Luigi has a huge hog.
That I believe.
How was
You've
that
ever
determined?
played him?
Because
you
of his
get the feeling.
His 3D model in I think Mario Tennis that was released a couple of years ago.
He had a big old dick.
It was you can't see it, but like they figured out based on his height and his shorts length that his hog is big.
Wait. How does shorts? Yeah,
a lot of scientists.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, our best guys are on it. Yeah.
Wait, but how does shorts length have anything to do with?
I think it had to do with the proportion of like the bulge area.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and so compared to other characters, and he's like a taller guy, so it sort of does track. He's taller than Mario, but yeah, it was interesting information, and I'm really glad I brought it here.
That's
today.
Me too.
So good. I'm so glad you brought it up. I'm going to tell people that every time.
My reference point for all of this is just Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo Classic.
Yes.
And I don't feel like he was particularly well endowed back then.
He probably had no hog then.
Yeah.
He
was like Ken from Barbie.
Exactly.
And Ken.
He's just sort of a palette swapped Mario too. He's not really different. But then they gave him his own, his own personality. And he's a bit of a coward, but he always shows up. He's never going to leave you high and dry. He is afraid, but he'll get you there.
And he likes to clean.
Well, it's a big he's always cleaning, and he's always sucking up ghosts. That's his thing.
You gotta suck up those ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, you said palette swapped. Is this a video game term?
It's just like just to different. They gave him a different color in the game, so you would know which one you were on screen. So like they gave Mario, obviously
but like the
red.
Same. It looks the same.
Same
Okay.
sprites. Yeah.
So Elliot and Owen both have these. They just got them these fairy. What are they? Fairy playgrounds? Fairy house? Fairy.
Yeah, fairy garden.
A fairy garden.
Okay.
Where like there's this like glittery dirt that you put in the bottom. It's really cool. And then if it's exposed to sunlight, it will grow.
Oh, yeah.
However,
But
Owen
won't put it outside, so it's not going to grow.
Owen needs to play with it inside.
Okay.
And he and Daniel and Elliot, they were assembling them outside, and then Owen was begging to bring it inside. And I was like, bringing a pile of dirt into the house is not going to go well.
It's tough stuff.
But for some reason, I allowed myself to believe maybe it would be okay. It was very messy. But anyway, so Owen has his little fairy, and his is named Amaya. This is what the box said.
Okay.
And then Elliot has his little fairy, and I don't know what her name is, but they're palette swapped. They're exactly the
They're
same.
just the same, different
Yes,
color.
but just different colors. But my favorite thing that I overheard was we couldn't, and they're tiny, and our house is messy, and we couldn't find Amaya, or we couldn't find Owens. So it was, everyone was looking. And then I overheard Elliot say, Owen, why do you need your fairy? And
Why do you want
damn it, I messed it up.
Okay.
Should we start the show over?
Yeah, let's just
Start the whole thing over.
Yeah.
I'll drive back.
Me too.
Yeah, right, all the way from the
all the way
beginning.
home.
Your alarm goes off.
Okay. Are the vibes still good?
The vibes are slipping.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So, no, Elliot said, Owen, why do you want your fairy? And Owen said, it's actually need.
That's huge. That's
so cute.
He like checked in. He sort of knew that this is like this is beyond. I don't actually want this. I need
Yeah.
That child does check in. I was trying to do one of those parental sort of like mind things where what was happening?
Were we
he was
trying
like
to
being
like
mean.
distract? Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
He was being mean to
He
Elliot.
was being mean to Elliot.
And I was trying to say like,
He's 4, Elliot is 6.
Yeah, and I'm like, Owen, that thing of like, would you like people to be mean to you? Do you like being mean to people?
Right.
Yeah,
And I
you
think
said, "Do you like
and I'm
being
like,
mean,
do you
Owen?"
like being mean, Owen? And he thought about it, and then he kind of goes, kind of.
No, he goes a little bit.
A little bit. And I was like,
That's the
and
trouble.
and then we started laughing, and then it's like,
You're like,
you
we'll
can't
continue
just
this
start
later
laughing.
because
So
Daniel was like had his head down, trying not
I'm
to
just like,
laugh.
we'll just put a pin in this conversation.
Yeah.
I have
for a
lost.
second.
Yeah, next time we're talking like this,
One, I'm out.
don't say the funniest thing you could say to me at this
Yeah,
moment.
he was so sincere too.
I don't want to
a little
encourage
bit.
it. When you laugh,
Yeah.
then they think, oh,
Yeah.
this is a thing I do.
Gotta
now.
follow
This
that laugh, man.
works. Yeah.
So,
Got
yeah.
it.
And look who you end up with, us. Yeah.
Couple
Exactly.
freaks wearing
Next
some
thing they know-
Universal Studio sweatshirts.
We're taking
So-
classes at
Oh,
UCB, and then it's all
God.
downhill.
Oh, it's all downhill.
Okay, so we know Matt's relationship with Universal Studios,
Yeah.
with the merch, with Luigi's John Ham-sized hog.
Yeah.
And what about you, Betsy?
I love Universal Studios. I have a pass. We treat it kind of like a fun bar. I have a group of friends. We all have passes, and it's just kind of like, let's go.
No,
Let's
there's
go
places
and
to
let's just
hang?
drink. Yeah.
Really?
Harry Potter World, Moe's, a bunch of carts. Like anytime you go down all those stairs, you have a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Anytime
know they
you
had
go
alcohol
up
there.
all those stairs,
Oh.
you have a beer.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question though, because so when I was on the Adam Carolla show, Jeff was there as well.
Good times.
Did you used to go to Lovitz, didn't you? Or did
Yes.
you? Yeah. So is John
That's where I
Lovitz?
met Jeff
City
at
Walk.
Lovitz. I think.
Yeah, is Lovitz Theater still there?
I don't believe it is.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
I went one time, and he was just kind of. I have a different funny John Lovitz story.
Please
but,
tell it.
Yeah.
But I went I think to go see Hollywood Babylon like way back when I was
yeah.
like a kid. Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman, just being an LA kid, I was like, I gotta go see this. And I saw John Lovitz like upstairs, and he was just like slamming wings, and I was like, honestly, this kind of rocks.
That's a great way to see John Lovitz.
This is really
man.
good. But my other story is I worked at the Hollywood Improv over on Melrose for a few years, and on my first night there, I dropped a complete. I dropped a tray of clean dishes in front of everybody, and he started the it had to be John Lovitz that started.
For the God, how long were we doing that? Like at least a year, right?
Oh,
Jeff?
yeah,
more than that. Yeah, I never once saw John Lovitz.
I saw him once or twice.
I saw him at Amalfi, and he brought his little dog. I think.
Yeah, there was a recording that we did there, and Andy Dick was supposed to
Oh,
be doing it live, but then
yeah.
John Lovitz was like, he is not allowed in the building.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Wow.
I saw him there that night. I think he
Okay.
was there to make sure
he
that
showed up
Andy
to me.
Dick
Wait,
didn't come in.
what's the beef between Dick and Lovitz? I said that as a joke. It just wasn't
was
funny.
My understanding of it was that John Lovitz has, how shall we say, no love for Andy Dick because he
Slept with someone John Lovitz liked.
held him at least partly culpable for the death of Phil Hart.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
much more intense than I expected.
I heard a story where, like, to that effect, John Lovitz like smacked the shit out of Andy Dick one time, and it was like bad. Like they were like going to get into a real.
Oh
fight.
wow!
Dude, what's the?
I thought it was going to be
Do you know
something
why?
catty.
Wait, do you know why he blames him? I mean, was there something I didn't know?
Well, they
about
worked. They were working together on news radio, I believe, at the time that Phil Hartman died. So I think that Andy's influence, he felt, had brought Phil Hartman back into doing the drugs.
I believe it was in the. This is alleged, of course, but I believe what it was that Andy gave Phil's wife the drugs
there you go.
that made it happen. Sort of, yeah. That gave sent him down. It's pretty dark, but Lovitz, you smacked. He didn't smack anybody he shouldn't have smacked. I think is what the story is.
Yeah,
According to the internet, that club closed in 2014.
got it.
Gone too soon.
Yeah,
Almost 10 years ago.
But we did shows there for a couple of years.
It had such high ceilings, which is like
Whoa.
for a comedy club. Isn't that like one of the main things is that you don't want
Yeah,
high
it shouldn't feel
ceilings?
cavernous. Yeah.
Stuff.
The UCB Sunset Theater had a similar problem.
I
Yeah.
thought that was weird too, and then I found out that it was originally designed to be B.B. King's Blues
Oh,
Club
right.
or something. So it was like
Yes.
it was a
And
music
that's-
venue.
That's what
Yeah.
it felt like.
So if you're there to see music, all those like 3 levels and the high
Yeah.
ceilings, like it would be
Yes.
great for that. But
Yes.
for comedy, it was
Yeah.
a weird spot. lot.
So anyway, I would oftentimes like I would have some time to kill before a show, and so
Yes.
but that was City Walk,
Right.
So what you're talking about is in the theme park.
theme park itself.
I have not been in the theme park itself since I was like 14 or 15,
Oh,
probably
it's a
16 or
blast.
17.
The Waterworld show, best theater in LA.
Really?
The Waterworld
was
show
so
is really good.
Good.
I've heard that.
Just a fun stunt show.
I was literally just thinking about that because I went into the Toyota dealership on, like, was it Vineland or like
Where they had those people?
Yeah.
Those fake
and
mannequins?
this was like years and years ago, and I went in to buy a car or lease a car.
Yeah.
And the guy who worked there worked in that show, and so I sat down. He just started talking about how he's the stuntman in the Waterworld show.
And he also worked at the Toyota dealership?
yeah, and then
Are
he
you
does this
shocked that
thing.
he's not the richest man you've ever heard of?
Seriously.
If you're doing
Yeah.
Waterworld,
Right, and so
Why
he-
are you also doing
yeah.
and all of this was I had not asked him about himself. He was just talking, and then he goes, "Okay," and he does that thing where he passes a piece of paper across. He goes,
Oh,
"Write down
yeah.
how much you want to pay a month for your lease," and I wrote 0, and I pushed it back towards him. I mean, you're asking me
Yeah.
what I want,
Yeah.
like that.
If we're going to go through this bullshit.
right? And then
I'll
he goes,
play
It's
along.
actually need.
"Well, yeah, exactly."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Get out of here and come back when you're ready to be serious." And I was like, "Okay." Fuck off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'm
so
like,
weird.
I didn't want it that bad.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
But
Sort
I was
of
thinking
answering
like
why
I
he
was
does
passing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like I should go back in there, and if he's
Yeah.
still there, go, "Ha, you're still here."
Like now?
Yeah, like now.
He's long past.
He'd be a little
Like
past
passed
his
on?
prime for the Waterworld show anyway.
Yeah. That
So-
show is great.
It's awesome. Did you see The Purge?
So yeah, they did a Purge overlay. I went to Halloween Horror Nights a couple of nights ago, and they did a Purge version of
Oh.
this stunt
I
show.
wanna
Is it the
see
same
that.
stunts, just purge?
It's different stunts, but they had some like cool like blood effects. Like they had these like weapons that like exploded on impact, so like it looked like somebody's like brains were
that's
coming out of
cool.
their head and stuff. It was really cool. And then it had the there was a lot of weird stuff there this year, but the show, the Purge stunt show ends with them killing a senator.
Oh, I heard about that.
And this is like, it's just the most wild thing I've ever seen at a theme park before. They killed a senator and then they have like a dance party. And I was like, this is crazy.
Kathy
Wow.
Griffin couldn't get away with that.
No.
know.
Could you
Seriously.
imagine if it was her? She
Yeah.
would have been. Oh boy.
Canceled.
How? Okay. I'm a notorious wimp.
Sure.
I can't handle horror movies. The last time I was at a haunted house was when I was 13
Mhm.
and I hated it. No, actually 13. And then again, we were at a county fair and there was one. I was standing outside and I was thinking about going in and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to shit myself. That's how scared I was. And I was thinking about like scared shitless.
Yeah.
In my mind, I always thought that meant you're so scared that like
You can't
it
even-
dries up.
Yeah.
But or does it mean you're so scared that it comes out?
I think it could be both, depending
Right,
on
scared the
person.
shit because it scared the shit
Interesting.
out
out
of
of
me.
you.
Yeah,
Scared shitless. You no
Right.
longer have shit because you shat it out.
shat
that's
it
the
out.
Right.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
I've
Yeah.
Chicken and
played.
the egg,
I
yeah.
love like spooky stuff. I love haunted houses. I love mazes. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I've played spooky video games that have made me have to take a shit.
Really?
Because I'm like so nervous
Yeah.
and so scared.
The
Like
games.
Friday
Yeah.
the 13th,
Okay.
the video
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4.
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't get through it because I get so scared.
Yeah.
There's something because you're experiencing it
Yes.
that is
Active,
way
yeah.
scarier
Way
than
scarier
anything.
than kind of walking
Yeah.
through. It's like I'm in charge of. Like
This is
I
happening to
shake.
me.
And
yeah.
they'll do things with those games too, where they totally disempower you.
Yes.
So all you have is like a flashlight, and
Just
you're slow,
run. Yes.
and you're
Yeah, like truly, all you could do is circle.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Like-
oh God, don't get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
I
and they've
can't.
made
That's so
me
interesting.
have to poop before. I'm just like so like everything is just
Yeah, no, I get it. So that's where I am with scary stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, and I told you guys a little bit about this before the show started, but it wasn't in order to show how brave I am. Elliot loves Halloween. We went to this Halloween store in the Burbank Mall, and in the very back, there's like a spooky animatronic section.
Yes.
And he was a little bit afraid, and I was like, do you want to stay here and I'll go through first and see if it's okay? And I was like, look at me, just walking around.
I'm braver than this little kid.
What'd you say?
I'm braver than this little kid.
But truly, I was
Normally
like,
she's
I'm not scared. Like, look, there's a, it looks like it's supposed to be a cadaver on a table. I'm just
Fine
looking
with it.
at it, and I'm curious.
Yeah.
And there's like these clowns.
But no one's jumping out at you.
Well, I mean, in their animatronic, they're talking to me. But anyway, so that got me thinking, like, could I actually handle, even though
I think you could.
but they're different though, because there's human beings
Right.
like tormenting
Yeah.
you, right?
The mazes are a little different because you're like rounding a corner. You don't know what you're going to
Right.
come across. There's like lighting and there's the whole.
Oh, yeah.
It's
meant to
really
scare you.
fun, though.
Right.
It's-
This thing I
There's a
could
lot of
see
fun.
everything
I
that
know.
was coming next.
Were the mazes good this year?
They mostly were really good. My favorite one was the Evil Dead Rise maze because I loved that movie.
That movie
It was so
rules.
good. I'm a big fan of just those movies in general. But so, they pack too many people in at once, so like sometimes the scare gets
So you
scared
might like
before
that.
you can get to
Yeah.
When you
it.
see
Right.
people
Yeah.
Right.
freaking out
The people-
before, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, the
I get
group
a
in front of
warning.
you gets the scare, and you watch them, and then you pass through, and then the group behind you gets the scare. So you kind of miss the scare sometimes.
The
But
be-
in the Evil Dead one, what was good about that was there were so many scares that it was like
Cool.
nonstop. It was a pretty
Fun.
intense one. It was really fun. Yeah.
And the scares are like someone just yelling at you.
Go to your room. I hate you. It's stuff that like they're popping out behind like a thing or whatever, and they're usually all
Lots of oinking this
lots of
year.
oinking, lots of like it's always like a strobe light, big noise, and like somebody's there. That
So you're
wasn't there.
disoriented
Like
and they're
hitting
Yeah.
metal or something.
okay,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
don't touch you, right?
No, they're not allowed
They're
to
not
touch you.
allowed
At Knott's, I have this like I haven't been to Knott's in the Knott's Scary Farm one in a while, but all of these places say you can't touch, but at Knott's it feels like they could and will. Like for some reason
Yeah.
it feels
Yeah,
a little.
it's a little
Yeah,
bit
it's a little-
more
Rough around the
a
edges.
little- but
Yeah,
yeah,
nobody's
in a
watching
great
at Knott's.
way.
Yeah.
One of our listeners is a haunt. What do they call haunt?
scare
A
actor?
scare actor?
Yeah.
And
Wait,
and
who was it? Eric?
no,
Martin?
it was a woman.
Oh, one of our listeners. I
And
thought-
she was saying, I think she was saying like they get hurt. Like
I-
they get
Oh sure,
punched
yeah,
and stuff.
bet.
Like it's a violent thing to
I
have to do.
bet.
yeah. That's why my mom won't go. We keep asking my mom to go with us, and she's like, "I just know that I won't be able to not hit."
I mean, you're triggering people's like primal,
Yes,
you know.
fight or flight.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So, like, do you ever feel? This is a silly question.
Like a plastic bag.
Wait, is that from American
It's
Beauty?
it's that song "Bulletproof."
Oh.
right, or titanium or whatever it's called.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
bag.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
Katy
what
Perry.
the song is?
Yeah,
Who sings that song?
Wait,
Katy Perry?
what?
Yes.
I think so.
That's the lyric?
Gotta pull it up.
Yeah, why is it?
Oh
Why is it
my
not called
God.
plastic?
You got a
What?
question?
Do you ever feel unsafe in these things, or do you just feel like something's gonna spook you?
I never feel unsafe because I feel I know what they are.
Right.
There are ones that are really hardcore, though.
Oh, these are like those. so
Well,
Daniel is sort of obsessed
I
with
went
home
down.
haunts.
Oh,
I went
do
down
like
a
home
very
haunts.
for a long few months. I was kind of obsessed with home haunts. I'm still like
Explain what they are
marginally
for the
obsessed.
listener who
Well,
may
a
not
home
know.
haunt can be anything from just someone who creates their own little like maze in their front
Yes.
yard.
Yeah.
But then there's like a whole world of these.
Do you know about this, Jeff?
No.
There's a
So
whole world of these
insane.
haunts that. There's one in particular that got really controversial.
The
McCamey Manor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a doc
dude.
about it on Hulu right now.
Yeah.
I had to turn it
Okay.
off. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
and
turned it off too
Yeah.
because I was like, because they make sure to be like, this is all real footage.
Yeah.
right.
And like, it's awful.
I was eating dinner when I started it, so it was
Me
like a kind of
too.
a bad.
I was like,
I
this
was
will
like,
be
I
fun.
see,
And I
I
was
see
like,
throw up on this guy's
How
face. I was
far-
like, I don't want to see
Yeah.
this.
I'll have to see that. How far do they get? Because this was a long time ago.
So
when
explain
he was,
what it is, though.
Well, the guy started out. He's like an ex-Navy intelligence, which that means probably tortured people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and he recruited. He was in San Diego, outside San Diego, and so he recruited from the Navy. So these were all at first guys that would work in the haunt, and then later it was like the people who had gone through it would become the people working it.
Yeah.
But it started out he was just a regular haunter, like, and he would do a maze, and then 1 year it seems like he changed it, and he'll do these videos where he edits it in such a way where it's like someone will start out and they're all tough and they're like, I'm going to do this thing, and his challenge is if you can be in here for 8 hours,
Right. You win 20.
there's like some,
work
and
day,
no one
yeah.
can get past 4, and they'll get the most hardcore like Navy SEAL guy. He's like, I've done the fucking SEAL, and then at the end he's like crying. He's like, don't do this, don't, I swear. You
And
know,
is
it's
there
like
any way it's
he
like
breaks
Blair
them.
Witch, or is it like for sure?
So that's like a question early on. Is like, what is going on here? But
yeah.
it seems like and I have watched so many of these videos, and they're
Yes.
fascinating because what he'll do is he'll tell the person, okay, you have to go to a certain spot late in the day. So like before the sun goes down, before golden hour, in a costume.
Beautiful.
So you have to be wearing a Halloween costume. And you have to have a bag of dog food. That's what it costs you.
That's
to do
what it costs. It's like dog food.
And-
Wait, is he like into animal rights?
Yeah, he's like Greyhound Rescue or something like that.
Hmm.
And his guys will come by in a van and then take you in the van, like blindfold you, and you don't know where you're going. And you basically will like wake up in this environment. They'll put headphones on you, so he's got this like soundtrack playing, and from what I can see, they basically torture you.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like
hold your head underwater and
Oh,
shit.
geez.
and,
yeah, it's like just waterboarding. He has
Yeah.
this like freezer thing that, from what I can gather, because he doesn't show you the details. From what I can gather, there's like either cockroaches or
Yeah.
or
I don't like
snakes
those.
or scorpions or rats or something in there, and then you have to stuff yourself in there, and then he closes it, and then if you don't do it, they'll like beat you up.
Jesus,
And-
this
Yeah.
doesn't sound like haunting.
No,
it
it's
sounds
not.
like
No,
it's
it's
just
totally
torture.
not.
Yeah, this documentary
Just
that's just came out
violence.
about him is like exposing this sort of like abusive, like manipulative thing that he's done, because he's also like got these people to come do this under like the
False
people that work,
pretense.
false pretense that but the people that work for him as well. Really
It's really
harrowing
shady.
stuff.
So he's
yeah.
moved now to like Kentucky or something.
Mhm.
He's out in the middle of nowhere,
Oh.
and because I checked back in with him recently,
Yeah.
online, and it looks like he's not doing as well. And but one of the things that's come out is that a secret to what he does is he has this big metal drum. One of the things, and he has them like strap it to their back and have to walk around. So what he does is he exhausts you.
Yeah.
So those guys that are like the big Navy SEAL tough
Yeah.
guys, they've been completely worn out before they even start to get tortured. So that when you see like they got broken by the fear, it's like not entirely.
Yeah, he like beat the
true.
shit out
Right.
of them until like they couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't the whole point though that like Navy SEALs are supposed to have an unbreakable spirit? Haven't they been trained for this?
I mean, this guy was naval.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who better
So he knew how to.
who better than to
Right.
break them than
Yeah.
one of their own?
Yeah, so this guy definitely worked on some rendition stuff somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, what does
Yeah.
rendition mean?
That's the
Is that the
code
code
word
word?
for torture.
And I'm just
I
saying,
didn't
like,
know
this is
that.
what it seems
Whoa.
like. I don't know any of the
That's what
background.
the jock was starting to feel
Yeah,
like.
I had to turn it off because I was watching a man eat his own throw up, but it was
Yeah,
it was
because
Now-
mother
Wait, did
mother
they-
comes and like feeds them, and they like have to force feed
Yeah.
stuff. It's so
It's
Oh,
gnarly.
God.
bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Ooh, why did that make me like give me chills?
Yeah.
because it's
'Cause-
scary and weird.
Because it's really
Yeah,
scary.
it's
So-
twisted.
so
Oh, and there's this
scary.
whole other element, and I don't know if this is true either, which is, and I think this is maybe BS.
They
but
made him eat his throw up?
Well, I don't think he did it on his own. Like,
Yeah,
But you don't know what people are
Like,
into.
Make him eat it. Like we just.
Just
Yeah.
twisted.
Part of the myth that I think he creates this sort of like mystique about it is that he does videotape the whole thing, but that he's live streaming it to some people in Vegas who are betting.
Oh, right.
So the whole thing is
yeah.
live
Oh,
streamed.
interesting.
It's very
yeah.
Squid Game, which I haven't seen.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
Squid Game is
sure.
good. You'll probably like Squid Game.
I don't
Awesome.
think so. Has anyone sued him or died or anything?
I think I don't think
They
anyone's done.
sign a crazy waiver.
A 40-page waiver,
like
yeah.
a huge waiver.
God.
And I think because he doesn't charge anybody anything,
Right.
It's like
Oh.
crazy loop.
And there's speculation that there is actually no cash prize. That
Because no
Because
one
nobody
won
ever-
it.
nobody
Yeah.
ever gets to
It's
it.
just
Yeah.
like
So they
can't,
it's like
Yeah.
40 million pounds of dog food.
yeah.
Is he a sadist? Is that what we think, or is he just like
I don't know.
Psycho?
yeah.
A psycho
He
sadist?
he doesn't seem like a good or
Because
normal
he doesn't-
man.
He loves greyhounds.
Yeah.
He does it all year.
Yeah.
Does he have
Like, imagine that's what
Yeah.
you're doing every weekend.
Does he have
is
a
torturing
family?
people. He has or had a wife. I think they got divorced.
But if
I don't
he's
know.
not charging money, how's he making a living doing all this?
Well, I don't
I don't know.
think he's doing great in that department.
Yeah, not a great business model.
Does
I
he have
guess.
all his teeth? I'm just trying to get a picture of him.
Yeah, he's like a normal
From
looking
what
guy.
I saw, the teeth were there and they
Okay.
were actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. He's a beautiful man. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I mean, who
Yeah,
knows what's
it's
real?
wild.
A lot of it is like kind of to make it seem a certain way, but
Yeah.
So gross.
So you don't think you
sad.
could do that?
The McCamey house.
No, any of it.
I don't think
you
I
know
could
how
do
they
any
would
of
break
it.
her. They would
Yeah.
just have a couple ants on the counter.
Oh my god.
You'd be like, I'm
Well,
done.
because I'm sort of with you there. If there's a couple of ants,
yeah,
there's
There's
Thank
bound
you.
to be
Hundreds of
more.
hands.
Daniel,
Never just a couple ants.
internalize what they're saying. Take that in, because Daniel is like
Not as bothered.
Daniel's
by
like,
yeah.
honey, I love you. You're my wife.
Yeah.
But I do think your fear of ants is
Oh, I'm not
something.
afraid of them. I just don't want them near my
right.
my home.
Well,
Yeah.
he loves me.
it. She
Yeah.
becomes unglued.
He
like it's just like it's just like total.
Yeah.
You know that scene in The Shining where Wendy is sort of like
Yes,
realizes like
running
and he's
and,
got
like-
the bat.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, oh my god, that's how when she's doing
Like
that.
he
Oh,
loves
no.
me, but my reaction to seeing insects in the house,
Mhm.
he worries about me when he
Sure.
sees it in the most condescending way.
Yes.
Because when I see, and it's knock on wood, I haven't seen ants in a long time.
Nice.
But so we're doing something right.
Nice.
But when I see them, thank you. You see a couple and you're like, uh-oh, it's over.
Yeah, where are your buddies?
They've already won.
Yeah,
They're inside.
You're
we
never-
live here
Moving
now.
out.
We're out
Unless-
of here.
You can-
Right. I tried to institute no eating her food in the kitchen
Mhm.
last year. Not last year. Last time we had them in our old apartment.
Tough
because,
rule because that's where the food is.
Right.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Because they were in the kitchen. It didn't go over well. People insisted on using the kitchen. But
How are
yeah.
you with spiders and things like that?
I don't love spiders, but I can see a spider and not freak out.
Okay, because there's
Yeah.
usually less of those. Like
Exactly.
they're kind of
Right.
doing their own thing.
Yes.
They're not with the whole squad or anything.
We have been
Right.
getting some pretty gnarly spiders around here lately.
Yeah.
Same,
guys.
same enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of.
I walked face first into a web not long ago,
Oh.
yeah.
And then do you have to do the thing where you're like shaking rubbing your hands on your whole body trying to find the spider?
not really, because I have done that, but this particular time I was so focused on how I felt like every individual strand of it on my
Yes.
face,
Oh.
and I hated that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty. I saw a spider eat a fly recently.
Whoa.
Wow.
Like a fly get caught
Oh, and
in
then
a
did
web,
spun it.
and then yeah, it was
Wow.
nuts.
Yeah.
It was like during a
Nature.
meeting too, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I'm so distracted."
Can't believe he's doing
right
that during
now.
business hours. Yeah.
Wait,
It was nasty.
were you like in person meeting?
No, over
Oh,
Zoom. Over
okay.
Zoom. So I could be distracted pretty good. But I told everyone, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm watching a spider eat a fly right now. This is crazy. Too nasty.
People should understand.
They get it. They
Yeah.
get it.
Charlotte's Web did a lot to humanize spiders.
Mhm.
Oh.
It really, really whitewashed them. That's
Was
probably
it
not the
made
right
by
term.
spiders?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting, and they had an anti-pig agenda. It seems
Sanitize
like.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of Wilbur.
Right.
Spiders are actually better than pigs. Okay,
Mhm.
nobody's
What?
Yeah.
debating
Nobody's
that. Dude.
even
Yeah.
comparing
Right.
Relax.
those
Right.
two.
I'm
get
a
to
spider.
kids.
I'm going to teach this dumb pig a vocabulary
Yeah,
and
I was
save
like,
its life.
Okay, you know how to read spiders, so
How?
what?
How'd
Shut
you
up.
learn that?
Yeah.
Right.
How'd you learn that, Charlotte, you bitch?
She's gotten a free ride for far too
Yeah.
long.
What the fuck, man?
What were the words?
Some pig.
terrific pig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some pig. But
Not
there
even
was
I
that
don't
good.
know.
wasn't it some terrific pig?
There was
Or
was
no,
something like that.
Zuckerman's famous pig.
I
And
don't
then
know.
don't know.
something else. But we had watermelon at our house
Yeah, we did.
yesterday.
Huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
That's so good.
yum.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was
But
it good?
any-
I didn't have any.
I didn't have any either.
Oh, okay.
But I
Charlie
had,
went nuts for it.
yeah, they're big
They like to scoop
watermelon heads. Yeah.
Oh,
So we scooped it all out, and then I had the 2 rinds of the watermelon, and it made me think of that scene for the Charlotte Web heads out there, where Templeton is like rocking back and forth at the fair. A fair is a smorgasbord, and he's like rocking back and forth in the watermelon rind.
Yeah.
I've actually come around on rats recently.
Really?
Long-time listener. Well, let me explain.
Whoa.
Long-time listeners will know.
Friend to the rat.
I don't know that I would go that far. When I say come around you, nope, that's not what I'm
Wow,
saying.
you wish
Wow.
rats were all around
Rat's number
you.
1 fan.
Oh my God, that's really. I feel
You're
misunderstood.
now, what's that one? Wilbur? No.
Willard.
Willard.
You're like Willard up
You're
in here.
Willard now.
Again, I feel you're not understanding where I'm going with this.
Okay,
Willard.
keep going. Willard.
But anyway, real fear of mice and rats my whole life. In fact, I was claiming that I had musophobia, which is doesn't it sound like you're afraid of music or something?
Or like a moose, or like.
Oh, yeah, moose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
musophobia.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it should be called.
Come on.
But
Vocabulary.
no, it's
Charlotte did this.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, it's classic Charlotte.
Charlotte, you bitch.
Charlotte.
Make it simpler.
But then my friend, RJ City, who listeners know, was like, "Are you sure that you have a phobia of mice? Can you look at a picture of one, or is it just like a natural fear of them, as like anyone would have if they're in your house?" And I'm like, "Oh, maybe it's that."
Okay.
Okay, so then but I mean, the way I freaked out over ants is how I freaked out over mice when I lived in New York.
Oh.
Anyway, though, I now follow a few accounts on Instagram that have adorable rats, and they're like playing with them, and the rats sleep with little teddy bears, or they pose them that way, and they're like, rolling them onto their back and scratching their tum-tums, and it's just so
Yeah.
fucking cute that I'm like, I wonder. I can't get past the tail, though.
The tail is a
Tail's
lot.
Tough.
Mhm.
That's
Tail's a
tough.
lot to get past.
It's a worm.
It's
I
a
don't like
worm.
worms.
Worm on the back.
No
of a
hair
rat.
on it.
Yeah.
If it had hair on it, it'd be a completely different conversation.
No, it'd be a
different.
Labrador.
It's all
Yeah.
poofy. Yes.
But when you have a rat in the attic,
Uh,
you're not so charitable.
No, but I'm wondering, these people who have tons of pet rats, or even a pet rat,
What do they do?
if they saw a rat in their house, would they be like the same as
Must
we
be
would be
harder.
if we saw like a
It's
dog
like,
in our house?
It's like, oh no, I think we have a cavalier in the attic.
right. You'd just
You
be
wouldn't
like,
just kill him.
you'd be stoked. You'd be
Yeah.
like, another pet.
Another one from my
Right.
collection,
Yeah,
my
that's
army of
true.
rats.
This would be a way I could find this out. I could just ask someone who has rats.
Did you guys see the story about how there were these what are they called, anglerfish that have been washing up in Newport Beach?
No.
Yeah, they're usually that never happens because they're so deep water. They're like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2,000.
Wait, are they like
Ew.
disgusting
Those big, ugly
looking
ones, right?
Yeah,
I
deep?
actually
Yeah.
actually grabbed the picture. This is going to be great for the radio.
Yes.
But look at that thing. This is why I don't go in the ocean.
Whoa!
Look at that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, the ocean is
And
so
they're big.
fucked
They're big.
up.
It's like it's called a football
Ew!
angler.
The
What?
ocean
This is a
so
visual.
scary.
What is
Yeah.
that?
And
Okay,
the top thing is
it's
the
got a
like,
lot of teeth.
bioluminescent thing that like
Yeah, yeah.
How is that alive in this timeline?
Why
well, it's
do we
dead
think
there,
they're
but
popping up?
yeah.
Another
it's a good
bigger
question.
monster
They-
is out there.
Probably.
Probably.
A,
Dude.
like a
No, thank
kaiju of
you.
some kind,
A
like
kaiju.
a Cloverfield monster, perhaps.
Cloverfield. Oh
I-
dear God.
What's a kaiju?
That's like the Japanese, like what, like a Godzilla or like a
Oh.
Mothra. Those are considered.
Yeah,
So
those are
it
probably
has
real.
like
Yeah.
a stalk on the top
Yeah,
of
that's
its
the
head with a little
bioluminescent.
like a little feathery thing at the top.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that glows because
Yeah.
there's no light.
And
down
it's got
there.
a lot of teeth, and it's like
The-
black as the night.
Apparently, they just suck in everything. They eat everything.
Whoa.
They're just a mouth,
Like
a giant
Luigi.
toothy mouth.
Wait,
and
are
they-
other fish discerning?
Or Kirby.
I think they
maybe
could be.
I don't know, but but in the article it said that they know it's a female because the male anglerfish are just these little things, and all they do is they bite onto the back of the female, and then they just dissolve into her.
Oh, the ocean's so messed up.
Men will
man.
literally bite their spouse and dissolve before going to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
go,
God.
girl.
Yeah,
For asking for directions.
girl power. Girl
think
boss.
I think those
Girl
types
math is having 15 boyfriends that fight you and dissolve into your goo.
Understand that.
The fish
What's
future
girl
is
math?
female.
Oh, you don't understand that? So this
No,
is like
I've
a
seen it a little bit.
yeah, it's like a TikTok thing where it's like
There it is.
girl math is.
That's why I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Ask
I'm
and
trying.
answer.
I can't think of an example of it, but it's like girl math is
Like,
deciding not to spend $6 on a latte, but spending spending $300 on Botox.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
And then
think.
there's like a boy math.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I don't
Like,
even know.
I won't. I'll ask to like boy math is asking to split the bill, but then buying Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Wonder on the same day.
At the same day.
Yeah, which is what I
Okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not that fun, TikTok.
Not that,
No.
go back to dancing, TikTok.
Please.
I thought because for the longest time I didn't understand
Mhm.
why one would want to be on TikTok,
hmm
and I thought it was mostly just people dancing.
Yeah.
Right?
But now I'm there and I'm addicted, and it's not any dancing.
I feel like I get some pretty useful information on there, like people breaking down like things in the news or something, or like explaining
that I
part
don't
of
get.
part of a movie that I didn't understand or something. So like, what was I talking about? And they're like, oh, okay, this. But a lot of it is all like, I mean, I just get like the biggest shitheads on my TikTok, so I'll just like watch it and then get mad and be like, oh, and then I'll see them again later. It's like, I don't want to see this, but I just
Yeah.
watch every single one because it makes me mad.
That's my experience these days with Threads. Like, I hate how it serves up people you don't follow.
Threads
And
is
they're-
like Instagram's Twitter.
Threads
Yes.
is like
Yeah, okay.
wanting to show me things that is going to piss me off.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't want
Well,
to
that's-
see
that's what
that content.
Facebook does, though. Remember that movie we saw with Vincent Kartheiser?
Barely.
It was during the pandemic,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't called The Social Network, but it was something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. It was
Oh,
all
it
about
was-
the algorithms.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I forgot that was a movie that I also watched.
It was a documentary, I guess.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
Vincent Kartheiser in it?
Yeah, he was, and he played this sort of like he played like the algorithm.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
forgot that.
and it like they know that if they show you things that upset you, it's stickier, I think is the term, like it, or rendition is the term.
I just
yeah.
I just block them, not because I want to block anybody, but I'm trying to tell the algorithm I
Yeah,
don't want
like,
to see
I don't
it.
want to see
I don't know
this.
any other way because it sees that I saw it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it must like it because it saw it.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
so no, I'm blocking.
I know. I keep getting served lives. So they have like Instagram Live. There's a lot of TikTok lives, and it'll be like someone feeding a snake.
The
Snake
live-
feeding time. And I go past it, and then I go
Rats.
back for a second, and I'm like, no. And so I think
TikTok Live is weird. And
I only get weird shit. I
fascinating.
only get snake feeding, and then people who are extremely deformed.
Whoa.
Yeah, like congenital twins. People with like a lot of like growths all over, like huge, like ball sacks hanging off their faces.
Whoa.
Didn't I tell you that Owen saw one with me, and I went past it, and then he wanted to go back to it, and he's like, "I wish I looked weird like that." It was very sweet.
Just to make that's so good.
I need to just say, I feel like I went for a cheap joke of saying it looks like someone has a ball sack on their face, although that is what it looked like. And if you have a growth on your face, I'm sorry that I made fun of people who look like that, although they seem to be doing a lot of TikTok lives, and I imagine
Well, I doubt
making
that
money
person
way.
that you saw is a listener.
No, but someone else could be.
Yeah. Someone else could be a listener. Do we know if we have any?
I don't know. Oh, any day now. Wait, no, I was going to say, do you have something important to say? Because I was going to say something.
Well, just that. Look at my balls. Just that Owen.
Oh, I guess you did.
Daniel.
Owen, right before this, was watching videos. He announced to me of animals with two heads. So he is.
Oh, no.
On,
Yeah.
on a
That was pretty
journey.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was making
one.
something out of clay to a two-headed turtle. It
Two-headed
looked like.
turtle.
Yeah, tortoise perhaps.
Mhm.
Growing up, two-headed snakes. There was a lot of two-headed snake imagery I feel like I ran
Right.
into, but not a lot of two-headed other animals.
Oh.
Is one of the heads just constantly frustrated because it's not going the direction it wants to go?
Yeah, well, I actually want to go that way.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that looks. Oh, damn it, we're going over here. Okay.
All
So,
right.
speaking of things we learned on TikTok and animals that look weird,
Yeah.
what a Venn diagram.
Mm.
I just learned about salmon, about the 4 life stages of salmon.
Whoa.
Does everyone know this?
No,
They-
not at all.
Okay. So they start as
Eggs.
fry. So fry are when they're just born, and then
Okay.
they become something else, and then they become.
Yeah,
You really took
seems
it
like you learned a lot.
When you watch these things, you think about like
Four
you're like, I'm gonna have to. What if I learn it like I'm gonna teach it? You know?
All right, so there's just one part, and then
then
they
there's
kind of
a
are different
second
after
part.
that.
Yeah.
And,
There's a
So
third
wait,
part,
they're
and then
baby?
a fourth part. There's a fish.
I feel like
Fascinating.
I feel like the second part is called like a sprout, but that's not right.
Uh-huh.
So they're like a little bit of a bigger fish, and then they become the salmon that we
Oh.
know.
They grow
Yeah.
up. They
And
grow up.
then
Uh-huh.
in their spawning stage, which is where, and I know that I've heard it's like salmon swimming upstream, but I never really understood. They really go back to like exactly where they were born, which is crazy.
How do they know?
Wait.
I don't know. I do not know.
Like, how does
but,
a salmon know where it is?
But listen, by the
It's
end,
Crazy.
it is crazy.
I know.
Nature's nuts.
By the end, they go from looking like as what you imagine a salmon to look like, which I don't think I'd ever imagined it, but I just figured like, a fish,
yeah.
to their spawn
They look
stage.
like they're like pink and they're wrapped in like cellophane.
Yes. No, they're like,
Yeah, there's
so,
paired with a half of
Yeah.
another one. Yeah.
right.
Maybe a lemon wedge.
Yes.
Or something.
They,
Some butter.
you might see
Is
like
the lemon wedge part of the salmon?
sometimes
I'm pretty sure it is.
sometimes they have a bed of rice underneath them and like a
Yeah,
seaweed
I
sash.
know what
Pop
salmon
them in
looks
the
like.
microwave. Come on.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, so they go back to little.
no.
They Benjamin
Oh.
Button?
No.
No.
That's
Okay.
what I thought. Was
Yeah.
No. They go back to where they were born
Oh.
to breed.
To breed.
Okay.
But by that time, they look scary and gnarled, and like their faces change shape, and they've got like these almost like mangled like jaw. Their jaws are all thin and long and weird looking, and then they do this thing where when they're dying, they're called zombie fish, which is not one of the 4 stages, but they like flop around sideways when they're ready to die. And the term for that is they're spawned out, which I just kept thinking like as fish for fucked out.
Yeah. Yeah. So spawned out right now.
I need a cigarette. I'm
Jeff-
spawned out.
I'm overwhelmed with spawned out.
Look up like salmon end stage or spawn stage or something like that, and look
Yeah,
how
maybe-
scary. Look how gross it looks.
Incognito
It's-
tab that,
it's
maybe.
Super gross.
Yeah.
During the migration, according to the internet's the taxing journey draws energy from their fat storage muscles and organs, except for the
Oh.
reproductive organs. Wink. Males develop hooked noses or kype in order to fight for dominance.
Whoa.
nature.
But
Yeah.
one salmon just
So nuts.
one
man.
salmon goes
Yeah.
goes through all the stages,
Mhm.
and they can also be like saltwater and freshwater.
Whoa.
And I just had no idea. It makes me never want to eat them again.
I'm eating
It makes me wanna
tonight,
eat them
so
more.
this is interesting information. I'm gonna
Oh.
have to dig into this a little bit whilst I'm cooking. here.
You'll be
Yeah.
eating
Yeah.
salmon
Got it.
from the good-looking stage of their life.
Yeah.
I might try to go get one of these
Get
fucked
one
up
of them
ones.
zombies.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I bet they don't taste as good because the fat is probably
For
all-
me,
it's
It's all in
yeah,
their face.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
out of their
I'm
face.
picturing it gray for some reason, but
Yeah.
like
It
that,
is.
that
The
color
face
is, not,
gray,
yeah.
but then the body turns pink.
yeah.
I don't know why. It's so weird.
They have to be easy to catch, I would think.
Yeah, they want to
Something
die.
be said for that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, is it kind
easier
of
than
then
shooting
like
fish in a
lazy.
barrel?
the
Exactly.
other animals?
I
Like
don't
when they're
know. I
I
just
wonder.
I just saw a lot of like them kind of on their side, like
Yeah.
swimming in this like
Whoa.
kind of flipping around, very like near the surface.
If you get bit by a salmon during the zombie phase, do
you
you become
yes,
one too.
you do.
Okay, that sucks.
It's awful.
Yeah.
That's tough to hear.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
good analogy for what happens after you have kids, you know? Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm not getting off the couch. 2 more minutes. Daddy just sat down.
No
for
eating
God's
in the
sake.
kitchen,
Yeah.
Can we talk about the eclipse for a moment?
please.
Ooh,
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like this makes me. So there was recently a solar eclipse.
Was it called like a fire eclipse or something? What was it?
I don't
Ring
know.
of Fire.
Ring of
yeah,
Fire,
Yeah.
I missed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah, I knew it was, but by the time I said, "Oh, we should go outside and look at it," it was over.
already late.
Mhm.
I saw a lot of stuff on social media, and I know this makes me a cynic, but like I feel a little bit like, are we all pretending to get excited by this? Because I am tired of standing. I'm sorry. This is it's easy to make fun of an eclipse,
No.
but
Yeah.
who is that excited about this phenomenon? I'm sure if you're
Allison,
in
you're
one of
dunking on an eclipse.
I know. If you're in one of the places where
It's like
you can see it well,
totality.
maybe that's cool. But I remember going out for the other eclipse where it's like you're looking at a tiny dot, and now you're looking at a tiny dot that has a tiny little chunk out of it. Like, what?
Well, if you're not in the path of totality, like, I think what's cool about it maybe is just because I've never
In the
been,
daytime, the sky getting
it
dark.
becomes
Right.
nighttime during the day. That would be
Right.
really cool. I've never experienced that. I've only ever had that thing where it kind of gets a little dim.
And then
little bit
you have to
darker.
look at it through something and look at a shadow and like. But I appreciate. I like the idea of people being interested in natural phenomena. I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Is this a bad
Fair
time for me to
enough.
announce that I planned my whole weekend around the eclipse?
I
Did
want to
you
hear
really?
everything about
I really
it.
did.
Yeah, no, I
That's
want to hear about it.
cool.
Tell
So
me
tell
about
us
it.
your
I want to
eclipse
understand
experience.
being that
What'd
into
you
it.
do?
Well, first of all, what else do I have to be excited about? And it was on a Saturday morning.
Yes, it was.
And the sun shines right in my kitchen window where I hang out with my cat in the morning. So I thought, well, I can sit here and share this with Big Louie. So I made.
Now, did Louis appreciate it?
Yeah, he thought it was great.
Cool.
He'd never seen one before. He's only 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I made a little one of those shadow box cameras out of a cereal box, and I was looking at it, and it worked too. It was like you could look at it and
Cool.
see the.
Oh, that
the
is
little
cool.
thing. And I thought, well, me making this out of a cereal box is saying the kid in me really wants to see this eclipse, but the box was Trader Joe's super brand make you shit cereal.
Right.
So I thought, well, that's kind of a mixed message.
You
I
have
should
to
have
use
done
your
it.
AARP card to buy it.
Yeah, I should, yeah,
Like,
yeah. You have to show an ID that you're 55 or
Right.
older to get that cereal, prescription grade cereal. And so I should have done it with a more fun box. But so I did that, and then I also held up a colander because if you hold
Yes,
up a colander,
that's what we did last time. There was
That's
yeah,
what
it
I'm
makes like
saying.
a little party of
Yes.
eclipse things.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
while I was doing that, I had the feed from the Griffith Observatory on,
Cool.
also looking at it.
This is amazing.
And then once it got past whatever the peak point is, I went to the library and I got a pair of the glasses and actually was outside looking at it with the glasses.
Whoa.
And so I was walking down the street going to get a cup of coffee looking at the eclipse, and then I went to the coffee place and the guy ringing me up, I said, "Did you see the eclipse yet?" And he said, "No." And I loaned him the glasses and he was looking at them and he was all excited and I was handing the glasses to people. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, that's nice.
That's
And,
great.
and it was weird out.
it does get weird. It's
the
a
sun,
weird.
the sun was out, but it was a really weird color temperature, and it
Yeah.
was like somebody turned down the heat, so it was bright out, but it just didn't feel hot.
All right, I stand corrected.
It's
Easy for me to say from the comfort of my bed, looking it on TikTok.
So apparently, for the Navajo, it's a very deeply religious thing for them, and the reservations will close when there's an eclipse because it's like a holiday. It's like a religious holiday for them, and they won't go to school and all of that stuff. And I get it. Like that's really I respect that. The part of it that's confusing to me is like, okay, but like before modern science and everything, how did they know that an eclipse was coming? Like, were they tracking the moon? I guess they probably could, right? You could probably track its trajectory to know, what, because they would prepare for it like in a
Right.
traditional way. But then that suggests that they
What does that mean
used
in a
to
traditional
prepare
way?
for it.
You mean nowadays
they'd
they're
have
like
a ceremony and
got
stuff.
it.
I think.
Yeah, they probably tracked.
They probably tracked it,
everything.
right?
Isn't that? Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's fascinating, like all these like ancient civilizations and stuff where their technology is
Yeah.
right, like using the stars to guide your ship.
unbelievable.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's, yeah.
Whoa.
And I can't go
It
anywhere
is
without my
wild.
It is
phone.
No, me neither.
No.
That was like Debbie Downer, or like, wait, what is the sound that happens after?
It was like, I think it was like, wah, wah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wah wah.
Wah, wah. Wah, wah.
No, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was driving to Max Fun, which is in MacArthur Park
Mhm.
area, from our apartment in Hancock Park area, and my phone was going to die, and I didn't have a charger with me.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm not going to be able to get where I'm going. I don't know the address of where I'm going, and I also don't know how to get back, and I also don't have Daniel's phone number memorized. I
You were
I felt
stranded.
so
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
Right.
But if
you might live in MacArthur Park now.
I know.
But
I
if you
live here now.
if you'd had one of those like old like star chart like
Mhm.
book-
Yeah.
if you had one of those,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
could have traced your way back.
I
through
know.
the stars.
I know.
Right.
That's why you keep a colander in your trunk.
Jeff, what do the eclipse glasses do? What do they allow you to do? You can just
They-
stare right at it.
Yeah, you could look right at it, which was really cool. That was a lot cooler than the.
But you can see nothing else, right?
You can see nothing else. They're so
Okay.
dark that I thought, oh, maybe I'll be able to see a bright part of the street or something, but you can see nothing else. It's like welding. It's like a welding mask. It's just
Oh,
totally
wow.
black. But you can look right at it, it was fun.
Is that what welding masks are?
pretty much.
I mean, it's a different thing, but
Mhm.
yeah, with a welding mask, you can see pretty much nothing.
Interesting. I didn't know
I
that.
had no clue.
Then how
But
do
that
you
makes
not
sense.
like
Yeah.
accidentally weld your finger?
Well, welders do that thing where they look and they sort of set up what they're about to weld, and then they flick their head, and then the mask comes
Oh.
down. And then there are other ones where there's a solar sensor,
Mhm.
and so as soon as you start welding, it
It changes. Or
yeah, it's
whatever.
like LCD, and it goes
Interesting.
dark.
Whoa.
A friend of mine had a recording studio and was always. Now, what's the difference between welding and soldering?
Welding is soldering. You basically you heat up solder, you melt solder, and
Mhm.
just make it stick two things together. Welding, it's a whole different process.
Okay.
Welding feels more permanent
welding,
than
yes,
soldering.
definitely.
Yeah.
Mm. Anyway,
But soldering, there's no sparks in anything like that.
well, he never wore any sort of protective anything when he was soldering,
God.
and I always thought, I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, soldering.
and now
you
he's
don't-
out of his mind.
Well,
soldering you don't need. You don't need any.
You
But I
can
don't know if it's
inhale
'cause
a
of
lot
that.
of you can inhale a lot of lead if you solder and don't have an exhaust fan.
Yeah.
If you don't use lead-free solder, you can inhale a lot of lead, and that'll make you crazy.
I would hang out with him while he soldered, and I didn't have anything.
Right.
I could
That
go crazy.
explains it.
That explains my
Yeah.
that explains my reaction to
I know
ants.
you love rats now.
A rat queen, yeah.
Oh, you guys are misunderstanding me. Wow, I
you
feel
want to be covered in rats.
I feel so misunderstood, and I'm crazy. Yeah. Speaking of, sometimes everyone feels misunderstood. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever feel like your brain is getting in its own way? Like you know what you should do, what's good for you, but you just can't do it. For example, getting up early, going to bed early. Therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back. You can work for yourself instead of against yourself. Look, I am a huge fan of therapy. I've been in therapy a while. Someone on my Patreon recently said that they think therapy will be a continual thing for them. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, definitely a continual thing for me. Just because I get so much out of it and it makes me feel better. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/bestfriend today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. And then I also want to talk to you guys about Masterclass. I love Masterclass. I have learned so much. They have the best instructors. This fall, learn from the best to become your best with Masterclass. From leadership to effective communication to cooking. Whether you're watching Masterclass on TV, listening in audio mode in the app, or on their site, the quality speaks for itself. It's like Masterclass instructors are your own personal mentors that are going to help you reach the next level. We're talking Judy Blume. We're talking Tom Keller. We're talking Kris Jenner. We're talking the guy who invented criminal profiling. We're talking David Lynch, Steve Martin. It's an incredible lineup. How much would it cost to take one-on-one classes from the world's best? Easily hundreds to thousands of dollars. With a Masterclass annual membership, it's $10 a month. Memberships start at $120 a year for unlimited access to one-on-one classes. With all 180 plus Masterclass instructors, learn how to negotiate a raise with Chris Voss or manage your relationships with Esther Perel, except I think she pronounces her name Esther. I think that's right. Esther Perel. Daniel, you've taken a number of them. Are you taking one on running? Is there one on running?
There is one. I forgot her name. She's a very famous long distance runner, and I'm right now just started one on the creative process from this artist who's pretty great, and I forget her name.
I watched one about ice cream with Jenny of Jenny's Ice
Jenny's
Cream. I didn't.
Ice
That's not what I
Cream.
intended.
Shows you how to make like vanilla ice cream,
Yeah.
like the best vanilla ice cream ever. Yeah.
I did not intend to watch that. I intended to do something else, and then I got there. I'm like, I gotta see this one. There are over 180 classes to pick from, with new classes added every month, like ice cream with Jenny's Ice Cream, comedy with Steve Martin.
Interior design with so and the other person.
I forget the name of the interior design one, but it was like developing your own personal style, which I
with Tan
need.
France.
Oh yeah, no, it was like an interior design style one.
Oh, interior
Building
design.
like your perfect space, which I need.
But your own
because-
personal like style.
Yeah, I know,
for
you watched
clothes.
that one.
That was good too.
Oh right, when you decided you were going to change it up.
Well, he teaches you the how to like get your core, like what are your core basics
Your
that you should
staple
have, and how
wardrobe.
to mix it up and find your style.
Boost your confidence and find practical takeaways you can apply to your life, and you can apply it to your life and at work. And if you own a business or are a team leader, use Masterclass to empower and create future-ready employees and leaders. And right now, our listeners can get an additional 15% off an annual membership at masterclass.com/bestfriend. Get 15% off right now at masterclass.com/bestfriend. Masterclass.com/bestfriend. Okay, let's see here. I think we should do Just Me or Everyone.
Nice.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. I am going to pull up some Just Me or Everyone's on my phone. But first, Matt and Betsy, do you guys happen to have one?
Like I came prepared with
Oh,
one.
wonderful.
I'm dog sitting a dog right now, and I don't have a dog. I'm a cat guy myself.
Nice.
But I'm dog sitting this little dog, and he's really funny. But I noticed that when I walk this dog, that people want to talk to him like he's like a baby,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't do that, and I don't even do that with children. I talk to.
Children like their dogs?
Yeah.
Stay. I talk to like all beings like they're also an adult,
Right.
and I don't know if that's just me or like if anybody else like does
That's
that. But I
just
feel
you, man.
is it because I just
No, it's my mom, too.
I can't do
She
it.
does not get on. She won't get on their level.
Yeah, no. I'm always just like, what is
Me too.
this dog that his name's Astro. Astro
Cute.
started to like bark at a lady, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, come relax. And I was just telling him to relax, and the lady got a little laugh out of that. But I was just like, I don't know how to talk to anything. I talk to babies.
How do you talk to your cat?
How's it going? Like I just talked to him, like,
Okay,
oh yeah,
just
good,
regular.
good to see you. I was like, say something like that
Good
to
to
him.
see you.
Yeah, my
her
compatriot.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
fully.
formal.
Yeah. We have a very formal relationship. Yeah, or I'll say, "Oh, there it goes," or something like that. I don't really talk. I don't do like a baby voice, or even if I see, I've had friends that have babies or small children. Our friend Ifiwadue has a 7-year-old, and I saw her for the first time in a long time, and another friend of mine roasted me because he overheard me saying, "So you don't remember anything about me?" Just like,
So you don't remember a thing about
yeah,
me?
like we were
Come
really close when you were like a baby, but yeah,
I
no.
don't think it's just you.
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Although I
it's
will,
not Daniel.
I don't know. I do sort of babyish talk, but it always bumps me because everybody has their own version of dog
Yes.
baby, and
Mhm.
it's like if someone comes up to Wendy, our dog, and then uses their baby voice, it's like that, and they're like, and it's like that's not right.
That's
We don't
not
do
how
that.
you
No,
do
that's
it.
not
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
voice.
Really?
She's my snuggleberry. Well, I don't say. It just always feels like
That's
okay.
real. That was real. Jeff caught that like off air, I
That's
think.
so funny.
She's my snuggleberries.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, she's my
Good.
snuggleberry.
Or what about when like
Yeah.
they do like because like everybody sort of has a voice for their pet, but when somebody does a voice
Yeah.
for your pet, and it's like, well, that's not
That's wrong.
That's not what he sounds like.
Yeah, that's not it.
He doesn't talk like
How
Yeah,
that.
get out of
dare
here.
you.
You don't know.
Dare talk like that.
I remember. So we used to take Wendy and Oliver to the Zoom Room. Do you know Zoom Room? It's this like dog training
I think it's
franchise.
not here.
I think there are. Yeah, there's. I don't know if there's some that still exist. Anyway, it's like a.
It's like
They
a
were
dog
a chain
training
and they
thing.
did training and agility and things like that. Every single person there who worked there, their version of dog baby talk was that they didn't pronounce R's. So it was like, oh, look at your ears.
Oh,
And
I
was like,
fucking.
Everybody there.
yeah,
did
they
that?
all
Like,
did
you
it like
think
that.
they,
No,
like,
that's
were
it.
trained
Maybe
to
that's
do
what set me
that?
off because it's like that's fucking not right. She knows her R's.
Yeah, she could say that.
Oh, you have big ears.
She's learned English from Charlotte, all right?
But I think
Bitch,
I think
Charlotte, you
that
bitch.
type of baby talk though, it's like nails on the chalkboard. though,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
generous.
Right, but
Yeah.
it-
You're going out of your way kind of
Yeah,
to put it
it's
on.
Too
Yeah.
much. It's too much.
That's just because you don't do that though.
I don't do baby. Yeah, that's
It's
too baby
interesting.
talk.
But
That's over the top.
I
Yeah, that's
assume
too
that's
much.
Zoom Room, but
They're like when you work here, this is the baby. They have like a standardized baby talk that you have to
Yeah.
learn.
I feel like it's more like when girls' periods sync up.
Oh, our periods.
All of you is
They
like
become
that.
like Elmer Fudd. Yeah.
Amp Flo is here.
I fell off the roof.
I assumed it was just Zoom Room. What if it's all dog trainers? Because I feel like we've had like dog walkers who also did that.
with the no.
The no
R's.
R, yeah.
Huh.
It's interesting. Betsy, how do you talk to Wilma?
I go, Wilma! If you're so Wilma, you're the best dog in the world! Kind of that. I
Aw.
do that.
That's good.
It's a lot of just screaming her
Yeah.
name and being like, I can't believe you live in my house! Lots of that.
Do you have lots of names for Wilma?
We got a couple. We got Goofy, Goofer, and then Booby. That was a mistake. I texted Gilly, I was like, I accidentally called Wilma Booby, and she's like, that's what we're calling her.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens. I feel like the names can change and
I
evolve.
think everyone has tons of nicknames for their pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are moments where I'm like, remember to call her Wilma instead of just Booby. Like, her name's Wilma. We gotta remember that.
Do you have nicknames for Louie? Big Louie?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I call him Bert a lot for some reason. I don't
That's
know
so
why.
cute.
Loogie,
Cute.
and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
it's a rotating.
Yes.
Lil
there are
Lou?
10 of them.
Do we have? What are our new ones for
Yeah.
Wendy?
I just
Bergens?
Bergens. I don't know because it's so subconscious. It's just like
Yes.
whatever. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. You're in a fugue state when it comes out. Yeah.
But it's also
Yeah.
like depending on her mood, depending on how she's acting. Because I don't know how we got this, but like when she's being crazy, she's the noon.
She's nooning,
She's
nooning
nooning
out.
out.
She's nooning out.
Funny.
She's
But
like-
what
That's
is?
really good.
Where did that? She's a crazy noon, but where did that
Nooner.
come from?
I have no idea. It usually is an evolution of
Yes.
something that
Right,
sounds
like
like
what? Like what? Bergens is from Wendelberg.
Wendelberg, and then it's
Wendell's.
Bergens, and the
Miss
Yeah.
Do.
yeah, I don't know. I just
Daniel.
call Wendy the girl
Yeah,
or the girl. Just I don't know.
there's a lot of talk between you and Wendy, though.
Oh.
It's pretty one-sided.
Matt,
I'll be
what
honest.
about your cats?
Well, I have one. I had two. I lost one
sorry.
like a month or no 2 months ago. It's okay. He was quite old. He was 18.
Oh wow.
I would call. So his name was Sawyer, and sometimes we'd call him Soybean, and then Bean was another one we would call him. And then Hurley. Hurley doesn't really have it doesn't really have a nickname. When he's being bad, I'll just refer to him as that bastard.
See, I would want to go
Yeah,
Hurley.
that's good.
Yeah.
I would need to add a syllable like Hurley.
Hurley, that's pretty good. I'll give that. I'll give it a try.
Try it.
Yeah.
See if it
it
works.
sticks.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
shot.
Betsy, do you have it just for your
I do. So I am okay. Think of like a horror movie or a thriller or something when our characters have to confront the evil thing or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they come up with a plan and they're like, okay, we're meeting tonight. Whatever. I always am like, what would I wear if I had to go confront, like, would I wear
In an
Universal
Evil Dies Tonight
sweatshirt?
situation.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like, what would you wear? What would you
Like
wear?
something tactical, you mean?
See,
like,
like I would have to be comfy,
yeah.
you know, but then
Right.
I would be like, do I wear like a lucky t-shirt because I could die and I need all the luck on my side?
Yeah.
You know?
Or do you
Yeah.
dress nice because you might die? Or do you dress dirty because you might die? It's like, I'm not
Yeah,
wearing
where
my
it's
nice
like,
suit if I'm going to
I
get
don't want to
killed.
ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think
Freddy's
about
gonna
it
kill me.
all the
Yeah.
time.
That's
all the
interesting.
time.
I never really, I've never thought about that, but I guess I haven't really thought about dying.
Really?
I don't think about it that much, but I also,
Really?
yeah.
What is that like?
I don't,
Wow.
but I also,
think about it all the time.
Oh, all right.
I've also never considered being the age that I am, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I've never really thought about
Never.
being like 30, almost 33. Like,
Right.
when I was a kid, I was like, well, certainly I'll just eventually be an old man.
Yes.
But I've never thought about being this age. So I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to die. I know that now just talking about it.
Okay. That's
Well,
good.
we've had a lot of
Yeah.
epiphanies today,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Would you wear a bra?
Of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I have pretty big jugs, and I like prefer to have a bra
Okay.
because
Got it.
it would be so
Distracting.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
and distract.
You wanna be nimble.
Distract the bad guy with my
See?
big old
There's always a
bongers
trade-off.
jumping around.
Just whip
That
them
might
out.
be a drop.
I keep like. I get worried about like earthquakes and stuff, so I keep a bra very close to me when I'm asleep because
look
it's
at that.
like the first thing I'll grab.
Wait,
will
like
be a
where
bra.
is it? Is it in your nightstand?
No, I have a chair really close to my
Okay.
bed that I could just roll and grab.
Yeah.
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 Your tactical bra.
My tactical bra.
Keep that one near the bed.
It's got pockets. Yeah.
It's got a couple bottles of water, a whistle. Pretty good. Yeah.
I'm going to take this podcast in a dark direction for 1 second, and then I'll take us out of it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So you know the day of jihad that was like, I forget what was it, October 8th?
Yeah,
was
it
it
was
right
like last
after?
week,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we had this big debate over like, should we send the kids to school? In LA, I didn't really think anything was going to happen. I really felt like it was going to be fine. But at the same time, what if we're wrong? But anyway, we ended up sending both of them to school. And it was fine. Like, I don't think anything happened in the U.S.
No, I don't think so.
But still, it's just like, if you could avoid losing your child, of course you want to, you know? Except sometimes I'm like, no, I'm going to roll the dice today because you are driving me nuts. I'm just kidding. But that morning, and I'm sure I'm not the only parent, that morning, I really did think about what clothes I'm putting them in. Like, I don't even, but obviously, like, not, it wasn't such a fear. If I really was like, I'm putting them in the last clothes they're going to wear, if I really believed that, I wouldn't have sent them to school.
Right.
But I
Yes.
couldn't get the thought out of my head. And like, I didn't put them in shorts because that felt too vulnerable.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I put them in pants. But again, obviously, like, it wasn't, if it had been a real fear, I would have kept them home. But it was,
Yeah,
but it was
absolutely.
enough
I
that
thought-
I thought a lot about it. When I
It
put
was a
clothes on
weird
them.
choice to put him in the Star of David shirts, though.
Yeah, and the one that
And
had the target.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
the
that was
menorah
weird.
hat that they were wearing. I don't know
Yeah.
why you did that. That was like, but whatever.
I'm not going to live in fear, you know.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah.
Then they've won. Yeah. Okay. Now I promised that I would take us in a lighter direction. Let's look at other Just Me or Everyone's.
Well, I have something that's not
Oh, okay.
quite just me or everyone, but it's like whatever you write out the like if you're writing appointments, like doctor's appointment. I'm always is it doctor?
I have this too.
Doctor? Shouldn't it be doctor appointment? It's
Yeah.
not it's not doctors. I'm not seeing
yeah.
multiple
You're seeing
doctors,
one.
and it's not.
Well,
an
no,
apostrophe.
it is
It's not-
apostrophe.
Oh,
But it's not
a
their
doctor's
Oh, it
I know.
is.
Yeah. Isn't it, Jeff? It's doctor's appointment, right?
But it's not their appointment; it's my appointment.
I know, but it's
Is that why it's the doctors?
I just change
I've
it to
never
I have.
thought of that.
I go.
It always feels wrong.
Me too, and then I question it, and so then I write like an appointment with the dermatologist.
Because you can't. You don't even want it to be wrong in your own calendar.
But I do believe. Oh, I didn't know this was in your own calendar. I thought it was in like an email. For some reason, I feel like I'm constantly having to email people telling them about my appointment.
I see.
I believe it's doctor's appointment.
With an apostrophe.
Yeah.
I think-
DR apostrophe S.
I think that would be the right way to do
It
it.
always feels
But it's-
wrong, though.
Yeah.
Doctors.
Because you'd say
Yeah,
I
'cause
have
it's
I have a
it's
dentist
possessive.
appointment.
I guess it's their appointment too, but it's like
Why are
for
we just
me,
giving
from
it
my,
away?
But they're
from
going to
my
be late.
point of view,
They're
it's-
always late.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, they don't give a shit about us.
But think about it. You'd say I have a gynecologist appointment. You wouldn't. But I have an ENT appointment. You wouldn't say I have an ENT's appointment. Or you'd say I have a dentist appointment, not dentist's appointment.
But it's
right?
also your appointment. From your point of view, it's your
Right.
appointment. It's
Yeah,
like if you're making, you're scheduling. I'm going to have lunch with Sarah. It's like it's not Sarah's
Who's
lunch.
Sarah?
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Sarah, if you're
Walks
listening,
right into that one. pal.
Sarah, if you're listening, we got to keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
Um,
So let's make it breakfast.
But like,
Eye doctor, professor, bitch. Thank
you'd never
you.
think of it.
The truth comes out.
Anyway, yeah. So that one.
Yeah.
I bet you there's some weird explanation
Yeah.
within the English language because it's
What's that,
bad.
Charlotte?
Timing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
There you go.
All right. Let's see here.
I have a JMO. Can I
Oh, yes,
interrupt?
I would love. It's not interrupting. I just didn't want to put you on the spot.
I've been putting off asking this because it seems like a really crabby one. Surprise. But I have a couple of friends, just a handful of them, that when they come over to my house, they walk in and they act like they're at a fucking estate sale. By which I mean
Like
they
picking up your stuff.
They look at all my stuff. They
Putting
pick
stickers
up
on
my
everything.
stuff. They say, "What's this? What are you doing with this?" And they'll say, like, "What's all that stuff on your kitchen counter? Oh, did you buy that tea? That's an awful lot of." And so they kind of like are inspecting shit in my house.
That would
And
make
very,
me uncomfortable.
very mundane stuff, but then also picking things up, being like, "Oh, what is this? A USB drive? What is this?"
What?
And it drives me insane.
Okay.
Just me or everyone.
Jeff, have you ever been to visit like a historic home? Like this was the house that George Washington grew up in or whatever, and you walk through the home and they'll have like
Yes,
that
string.
rope. They'll have a string.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's what I need.
So you need to just have a string like blocking off your desk,
Yeah.
or blocking
Yeah.
off this area. This is
I've
like-
actually sort of done that with the one person because I knew he would do it, and I didn't want him coming into my office desk area, so I put my chair in a way that he couldn't walk into my desk.
yeah.
I think sniffing a candle is okay, but
Oh,
picking up your
yeah.
USB drive, that is invasive.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And
to
then
me.
like asking me about things in my
Yeah.
kitchen, like, "Oh, what kind of vitamins is that? Where did you get that?" And then
Yeah.
just
Oh, cardamom. Interesting. Shut up.
just like inspecting my place. It's just
I have.
that's weird.
I have an
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
Get
Is that
something,
everyone?
a couple really weird things.
Wow.
And
Throw
they'll
'em
be
off.
so
Throw 'em off.
preoccupied with
Yeah.
that, they'll not pay attention to your oolong.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
what though? Like a
I don't
spawn, like
know.
a taxidermied spawned out fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Why do you have this in
Like-
your pantry?
Like a rotting anglefish in my kitchen.
Yes.
Do you feel comfortable being like, hey, can you stop? Or like, why do you do that?
Quit touching my
Yeah.
shit.
Why do you
Well-
come in and want to know everything?
Well, both of these people I would feel comfortable doing that with. Actually, there's like 3 of them, but I would feel comfortable doing that with all of them. But I kind of just want to let them do one lap and get it out of their system and
Yeah.
not
Okay,
deal with
yeah,
it.
that's
But
fair
they
enough.
never stop at 1 lap. Then they do 2 laps, and it's
See,
like-
Do they do repeats? Like, do they ask about the
Yeah.
same thing twice?
yeah,
Come on.
yeah, it's
I
weird.
feel you. It's okay to
Or-
be like, hey, what the fuck's going on, man?
Well, but this is why I want it to be a JMO, is because I don't know if it's appropriate for me to be annoyed and freaked out by that.
oh,
all
I
I'm
think
hearing
that's
is
fair
you got
enough.
some really
Yeah.
interesting stuff that I gotta see.
I know.
Yeah,
well,
I
in
got
your
cool
house.
stuff. I mean-
right?
I know,
Yeah, Stop
right.
being so interesting.
We haven't right. We're responding to this as if it's just someone coming into any
That's
old house
true.
and picking up stuff, but maybe all your stuff does warrant picking up.
Yeah.
Well, I have one of the friends in this group. He will go to my bookshelf and kind of go through it, and then like pull books off my bookshelf and start looking at them. To
Like
which I
you're
wanna
at Barnes and Noble.
like, yeah, I'm like a library or something. But most of it's mundane stuff. It's just
Okay.
stuff that's laying
Yeah.
around. It's like not an interesting book or a record on the shelf or a piece
I
of art or
think
something.
Maybe you can deter this behavior
With
by
pepper
having
spray.
with pepper spray
Yeah,
or like a
spray 'em.
couple of loose fidget toys. It sounds like this person needs like
Oh,
some
yeah,
stuff in
yeah.
their hands.
Oh,
Maybe they need just to, like to
yeah.
be doing something.
Just leave something for them to just
Yeah.
be like, here, you can mess
Therapy
around with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does it feel like
Stink
it's
on.
them trying to move the hang along of like, I don't know what to talk about, let me ask about this? Like, does it feel like kind of more of a
like an icebreaker.
kind of where they're like, I don't know what to say,
No.
better talk about this.
Well, the funny thing is that all the people that I'm thinking of in this group are very verbose people.
okay.
So maybe it's just their sort of
I feel
mental
like they're just too
motor-
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I need to brush him back a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
going to go back to the pepper,
Pepper
spray.
Yeah,
spray.
pepper spray is probably the way to go. Or like just like put the TV on.
Yeah.
And think, oh, TV's on. Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, shiny, 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 bright.
Here, just hand him the remote.
Yeah,
Here,
little-
play with
little
this.
Cocoa
You gotta do
melons.
this, you gotta do this.
Okay.
Okay, Heidi Kingsley says must immediately open up and sample every snack that comes home from the grocery store.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm.
we've been going to Trader Joe's recently. We are on. Oh, did I talk about this?
You
on
did.
the
You're on a
episode you
grocery
were on?
store journey. Yeah,
We're
you're
on a
back
grocery
at it.
store journey.
Yeah.
We had been doing delivery for
Okay.
like the entire pandemic,
Yes.
and we're also on a budgeting, saving money journey right now.
Yeah.
A lot of journeys happening, and grocery delivery is just so expensive.
Can't do
If
it.
you tip, like, not an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And also just all the upcharges and stuff. So we've been going to the grocery store again, trying to find like affordable groceries in LA, which is difficult. However, Trader Joe's is pretty good. But if you go to Trader Joe's, you have to open the stuff up when you get home because there's always stuff you're excited about.
That and
Right.
also some of the stuff at Trader Joe's has a brief shelf
Oh,
life.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got a pear one time,
Yeah.
and in the car ride home, it went bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like crazy ripe and ready to. It
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this will be good in like a couple of days.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And then I like took it out to put it into the fridge or whatever, and it was
It already
gone, dude.
Wow.
I bought some turkey bacon that turned blue after 2 days.
Blue.
Yeah, pretty tough.
Blue.
Yeah, yuck.
Blue.
Blue.
I didn't know this
What?
about Trader Joe's.
Some of the you can get like their snacks on the snack side.
Snacks?
They can't be touched. Like
Frozen
that stuff's really
snacks?
good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Produce and like meat,
Right.
it's gonna really kind of depend. I get all my like salmon from Trader Joe's. It's usually I never have any problems with that kind of stuff. But
Right.
like for some reason, this bacon I've had problems with the last like 6 months. And
Oh
now I
my
stopped getting it.
Sounds like a bacon
God.
problem with this bacon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been getting their frozen chicken sausage patties. I've been really liking those. But everything else they're pretty good. But like sometimes you can get a little thing of mini heirloom tomatoes and
Oh,
they
yes.
could be a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
It just kind of
Yeah.
It can
Yeah.
depend.
Interesting.
But I primarily shop at Trader Joe's. I love it there.
Jeff's a Trader Joe's head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's snacks you just can't beat them.
They're
But
snacks.
the thing I love about them is you can get out the door in your lifetime. You know, it's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
you shop, you get in the line, and you're gone.
Yeah.
You go to Ralph's,
It's-
it's like, oh,
You guys
It's the
Yeah.
perfect. My theory about why Trader Joe's is so successful. One theory is that they have taken away the choices, so that it's really not. You're not going like, what kind of peanut butter do I want? You just have to decide if you want peanut butter.
Yes.
Right.
And it's like it makes it so much more pleasant because then
Yes.
you just go, okay, I just need to think of the things I need, not the kind of the thing I need.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, and so it's like less.
And hope that
Yeah.
kind is there.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we are still striking out budget-wise at Costco. You can't go there without spending between $200 and $300.
No.
Yeah.
My fiance's mother, my mother-in-law,
To be.
will go to Costco for one thing, and it's the most fascinating thing in the world. It's always so crazy because she'll just go in, get the one thing,
Oh,
and get out.
wow.
And I'm like, what are
Yeah.
you doing there? Go to a different store.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right.
Can I
Right.
tell you? I
Yeah.
do that.
You do
Really?
it.
Not
I
one thing.
appreciate the. I love the restraint. It's
not,
amazing.
Not one thing.
Yeah.
But I so cannot stand Costco.
Yeah.
And I so cannot stand their parking lot that I will not pull my car into their parking
it's
lot.
a problem.
As a result of that, I will only buy enough things that I can carry. And I treat Costco like a gigantic bodega.
Yes.
I walk in there with a backpack. I don't take a cart.
Great.
I get a bunch of things that as much as I can carry, and that's it, and I'm out.
Yes. Smart.
It's nuts. I mean, it's not the way to do Costco. It's not. I mean, it's like that is not what it's
What it's
intended
for,
to
yeah.
do. But
I still
it kind of works.
I remember that Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
loves a
He
Costco.
loves
Oh
it.
yeah,
and loves.
he was like on the cover of the Costco.
Yes, that's why I
magazine.
Costco connection.
Yeah.
Right.
And like
no, he like
it was-
lobbied to be on it.
Yeah, it
He
was
wanted
his
to.
idea.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like he
so
likes to
good.
just spend a day walking up and down all the aisles. I'm more like Jeff. Like I get to Costco, I have good intentions on my way there, and then I get there and I'm like, I can't do this. It's
Right.
too.
I have like
Yeah,
a flight or fright response in
Yeah,
there. Like I gotta
it's,
get out of there.
It's overwhelming. I
My-
find it overwhelming.
My
Yes.
friend just yesterday told me that his wife sent him to Costco, and he went to Costco and pulled in and sat in his car for 5 minutes and then left.
Yeah.
Couldn't get out of his car, and then he had to
Yeah.
like make an excuse for his wife why he couldn't go in. He's
intense.
and I said, you know what? If you put a spy camera on the Costco parking lot, that probably happens a lot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Versus like a Vons or Pavilions, I feel like I like to walk up and down the aisles.
Yeah.
it's-
Yes.
it's-
Yeah.
that's
It's
better.
a more manageable size. Okay. I want to tell you guys about a podcast that I think you should check out, and then we're gonna do Hey Go F Yourself. Attention all parents, educators, and caretakers. If you're looking for a screen-free way to entertain your children while showing them how fun and exciting educational learning can be, then Who Smarted is your perfect podcast. This is one of those rare podcasts for kids that adults actually enjoy listening to. Join the creators of Brain Games and Brainchild. Again, Brainchild, the show that made our friend Allie Ward the science friend, for the funniest, most creative educational podcast on the planet, designed for awesome 5 to 8-year-olds and their adults. Who Smarted, and I love that name, combines hilarious storytelling, cool characters, and surprising sound effects to create a world that curious kids and caretakers love to enjoy. Kids are taught amazing science and history facts on fascinating topics. Who Smarted is part of the Starglow Media Kids and Family Network, which means all content is kid safe and parent approved. I recommend you check out one of their recent episodes on body temperature or the history of stuffed animals. And then they also have one, Why Rabbits Eat Their Own Poop, and they have one on mac and cheese. I mean, they have many, many more. These are just a few. Join this educational universe created by STEM consultants, writers, and producers who strive to ignite, amplify, and satisfy children's natural curiosity. Find Who Smarted on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Okay.
Wait, that reminds me. You know how sometimes, I don't know if you have this. This may be just me or everyone. When you see something that's so fucking cute, you just want to just fucking squeeze the life out of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, there's a name for that. Cute
What?
aggression.
Yeah. So
It's
we
a thing, yeah.
we went to a pumpkin patch yesterday. Me and the boys.
Fun.
And Owen, who's 4, so we went into the little petting zoo area. So there's a petting zoo where they have all the goats and the llama, and then there's a part inside of that that's where the rabbits are. You know?
Mhm.
And so they let only the little ones into the rabbits, and they had little like baby rabbits. It was fucking adorable. And so there was this one little like I'm
Did Owen hurt an animal?
well, so there was this one.
I
no,
don't like that animal.
but like
He
there
likes
was a-
to.
I
a little
loved it
bit.
so much it died.
Yeah.
There was there was
Right,
a
he loved it
rabbit
to
who's what would you say about 6 inches long. It's like white
baby.
with black spots.
Oh,
Very cute. And I come over to Owen, and he's just like just
Like petting it really hard.
yeah, he's just like he's in that frenzy, that like cute,
Yes.
like fucking gonna kill it. Like,
Oh,
no, he wasn't hurting it, but there was a lot of hay. I think he was pressing it down into the
Yeah.
hay. And I had to kind of like, okay, like that's not. I don't know if he's
Gentle, yeah.
enjoying that.
yeah.
Anyway.
He sometimes pets Wendy in a little bit of a intense way.
It's funny. It just, there's like a part of the brain that it gets where it's
Yes.
just like, I must destroy.
whoa! That's
Keep an eye on
It
that.
was very funny. It was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Do you have a Hey Go Fuck Yourself?
I do. This is. I feel like this is like well trodden territory. Todd Glass has a stand up bit about this,
Mm-hmm.
but if you tell somebody who you think they look like,
Oh yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's never good.
It's never good.
It's never good. It's always like. I mean, this just happened to me over the weekend, and I try not to let it bother me too much. But somebody said that I looked like this guy on the cover of a Goosebumps book, and that's not
Which book?
Wait,
The
like a
guy,
specific guy?
the Camp Jelly Jam one.
I gotta
And it's
look
like
it
the
up.
thing about it is it's not flattering and it's like it's mean.
Camp Jelly?
But if it was like a friend of mine that sent it to me, I'd be like, "This is funny."
Right.
But because it was somebody that I don't
A
know,
random,
I was
yeah.
like, "This is mean."
Yeah, that's not nice.
Yeah.
People used to say that, and this was back in like the 80s and early 90s, that I looked like Anthony Michael Hall,
Mhm.
who
That's not the worst.
later became.
See, but like if you sent that to me like as a friend, I'd be like, "This is a good roast. This is funny." Like it doesn't not look like me, but this random internet stranger was like, "This looks like Matt," and I was like, "Don't say that. That's not very nice."
It could be worse, especially
It
in
could,
Goosebumps.
it could be. I could have been the Haunted Mask or the Night of the Living
That's
Dummy
true.
for crying out
That's
loud.
true.
Yeah,
Yes, that's funny.
yeah.
So
I get Jack Black a lot. I don't mind.
It's like you just shouldn't say it to anybody. I think
know.
It's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. I think. I think.
unless it's like you look like Angelina Jolie.
But
It's
even
pretty or
then,
cousin.
it's like, okay, well, you're dumb. Like I don't want to like talk.
You're
Like I don't.
Right.
Want,
Yeah.
I'm like I know that that's not true.
Right.
In Todd Glass's bit, it's like he talks about getting. Somebody says you look like Fred Flintstone but thin. He's like, oh great, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's like that. You look like a pig, like
Yeah.
a handsome pig, like
Yeah.
you're like a good, like a.
No, like
Yeah.
a really handsome.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you?
Hey, go fuck yourself.
You were trying to say that Anthony Michael Hall was not a compliment.
Well, back when I was being compared to him,
Oh, he was
I
like
was
a very-
I
he
was
was a
a
geek.
teenager, and he was known for being a huge dork. That was like
Oh,
Right.
his persona.
But
He
then
was
he, hung,
jacked
then he
and
hunked
handsome,
up. Yeah.
Well, he got and then he went crazy.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it wasn't jacked like what was that movie he was in where he's a football player?
Edward Scissorhands, or
No.
he's a bully in that.
He plays like
he was in Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
the
yeah,
he's
he's
the
like
bully
the bad guy,
boyfriend.
like-
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, this is when 16 Candles.
Okay.
and Breakfast Club.
Well, why no? I think I saw that movie.
Yeah, I can't
What
remember the name
was
of
it?
it.
It was Johnny something.
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Is that what it was?
It might have been something
Honestly.
like that.
Could be.
It sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, so that was always like, why?
Yes,
Why are you
yeah.
insulting me? You're telling me I'm a huge dork.
Yeah.
Johnny be good.
Johnny be good.
Yeah.
Johnny be
good.
good.
Parentheses at football. yeah.
That's what we wanted to name it. They wouldn't let us.
Johnny be good. He's good. at football.
Betsy, do you have one?
I have one. It's just, when you're walking on a sidewalk and you gotta be to the right,
Yes.
Like that's
This
the
is the
flow
rule.
of it.
That's the rule.
And there are so many times where people will not
I think they don't know
to
it.
the right.
Yeah.
Or if they're like in a group or pair, you have to get
Hit
out of
single
the
file.
way for somebody to move.
Yes.
I find myself getting like shoved into bushes and shit because of this. And it's like, this is so rude, man. We do it driving.
Yeah.
You got to do it walking.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Thank you.
I go jogging on this path, and it's like they
Oh.
have the bike area and the pedestrian area.
Yeah.
And the thing that pisses me off, because people will ride, there's all sorts of weird bikes now. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
people are aware. There's like the wide-tired bike. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of new kinds of mopeds and weird, and they go fast.
Yeah.
And people will walk, just one person, not on one side or the other side, just right down the middle in such a way that you can't kind of go to the right
Yeah.
and if I go to the left, I'm in the bike area, but often I don't know what's coming behind me. It's like, motherfucker, choose a side.
Choose a side or be more aware so that
Yes.
you can get out of the way from
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you follow the left-right rule when going up and down a staircase?
Yeah.
Because I do.
For the most
yeah.
part, yeah.
Occasionally, I will descend on the left side, and I feel like an asshole.
I know I'll go for it
Yeah.
sometimes if I'm like in a rush or
Right.
just like, oh, just go this way, and I feel weird
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Even walking and stuff too, where I'm
Same.
like, uh-oh.
That's like passing on a 2-lane where there's
the
a
right.
dotted yellow.
Yes.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never done that.
You've never done that?
You've gone into oncoming traffic.
Exhilarating.
Yeah. I
I've
guess
never
it was pretty
done-
big in Colorado. Like, small roads.
You know what?
Sure.
I've never done that in the situation you're talking about, but if I'm driving down a residential street and there's like someone double, blocking, then I'll go around, which is going into,
Give me a break. Trying to get in on the glory of doing like
I'm
real
a
passing.
rebel, just like you guys.
It's the best when you're coming into a curve.
Oh my god!
And
And
you
you know you're about to. You could die in a second. You just got to get back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
I have one.
Please.
This is
Yes.
bicycling related. You got me thinking. Bicyclists, I'm your friend. I'm a bicyclist myself. Some of my best friends are bicyclists. You urban bicyclists that have the highest indignation for anything that you perceive to be something that is being done wrong by a motorist on the road, and you lose your mind and give them a big, what the fuck? Wait. Listen, I get it. I'm a 2-time loser in the car versus bicycle sphere.
God.
I've been hit by a car twice.
Oh,
It's not
man.
as fun as you would think.
Not the same car.
So I get it. Not the same car. It was the same car, but 2 different days.
Wow.
It makes you wonder.
I would get all of your indignation if one of you ever stopped at a stop sign
Yes.
or a red light.
Yeah.
So
Here.
you want to get upset about the way the cars behave in traffic? That's fine. You need to start stopping at stop signs and red lights.
dude.
So if you're going to ignore every rule of the road, you cannot get mad at motorists. So
Hey, go fuck yourself.
And then a
Hard
real
agree.
quick button on that.
Okay.
Also, motorcyclists who get mad because you didn't see them cruising down the fucking between the lanes. Like, I'm
yes.
sorry, I'm
And give 'em
not
room,
always looking at that gap
Right.
Yeah.
between the traffic.
Right.
Like, chill out.
Right.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
We're settling some scores.
Yeah.
Fired up.
hot takes.
Let's go get in a fight after this.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys
Go to
want to go fight
Universal
with people
Studios.
online? Because that's what I've been doing. And it is really, I'm changing a lot of minds.
Oh, wow, good.
I
Doing your
feel
part.
better afterwards. I'm definitely not unable to sleep and feel like I drank 6 cups of coffee because I have so much adrenaline going through me because I'm in like
God.
I'm in a fight with like 17 different people right now. We gotta end the show, but I just quickly want Daniel. Will you share your idea for the thing that tells you what direction the ambulance is coming from? Because I think this is needed.
I've thought this through. And I can think of reasons why this doesn't exist. But, you know, they'll make these cars so that you can, when you roll up the windows, you can hear nothing
Right.
outside. But even cars where you do, you'll hear the siren, and I'm always like, where the fuck is this
Yes,
coming
same,
from?
Yeah.
same.
And I'm just in that moment of panic of like, if there could just be a sensor in your car that would point in the direction of the siren so you could know where it was coming from, that would be really helpful.
That's smart.
You know?
I think
Yeah.
Daniel, when we first started dating, Daniel told me this.
Yep.
It's really vintage quant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have several things that I'm inventing. That's one of them. Avoid geometry. That's always the problem. Up your butt.
And
So,
you are revolutionizing how to remove your pants.
I'm still
but-
trying. Well,
Oh, yeah, I'm dying to hear about this.
He hasn't
I-
figured it out yet.
Pulling all the way up.
I spontaneously invented a new way to take my pants off. I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was tired, and I don't remember exactly how I did it. And I've struggled
Yeah.
to recapture the
shit.
magic.
What do we mean? Like no hands?
No, it was like a sock, pant leg, one maneuver sort of situation.
Whoa.
And I don't know. Like I haven't been able to recreate it.
Okay.
It's really a problem.
Relax, it'll come to you.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll
Right,
happen.
when you're ready.
Sharks, we all put on our pants one leg at a time. Well, not me.
I'm
I'm
out.
listening.
I always feel weird when I buy a product and then this is just me, everyone. And then it's like as seen on Shark Tank, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, like this thing that I use Peeps to clean my glasses.
Oh, wow.
I believe was a Shark Tank item, and it does work well. And there's various things that came out of Shark Tank, but it still feels, for me, almost like buying something that's like as seen on TV.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, it is a little
right.
weird. Yeah. We've been watching a lot of Shark Tank at home, just because I think we're just between
Shows.
TV shows, and Shark
It's a
Tank is always
fun
good.
one. It's a blast. I love Shark Tank.
I get mad because I'm like, all these people could solve all the problems in the world if they wanted to. But I guess I'll watch this guy
Make
sell
small bagel bites,
Or-
bantam bites.
or like make yoga pants for men that don't show their dick and balls. Like, I'll watch this. Sure, yeah, fine.
This has been too much fun, everyone.
I'm having a blast.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Matt. Tell everyone where they can find you. Plug anything you'd like to plug.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Matt Apodaca. You can find me there, and then you can check out my video game podcast, Get Played. It's over just wherever you get your podcasts.
Nice.
Wonderful, Betsy.
Hello. You can follow me at Betsy Sodaro on Instagram. And then I have some podcasts too. One's called We Love Trash. Another one's called A Funny Feeling. And right now during October, is this coming out in October?
It's coming out on Monday.
Monday.
No, sorry, Thursday. What am I saying? Coming out Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yes.
Whoa. Great. Check out Too Spooky to Handle. Every Friday of the month of October, Mano and I have improvised a horror movie
Oh my gosh.
with a bunch of our friends. So check it out. Anywhere you get podcasts.
And you
Too
have funny
spooky.
friends.
We got
They're
funny
all
friends.
funny.
They're also funny.
Is Gabrus on it?
Gabrus is there.
Oh, my
you
goodness.
know it.
Mary Holland, Oscar Montoya, Payam Vanifez.
Keep going.
Who else?
Nicole
Lauren
Byer.
Lapkus,
Ooh.
Nicole Byer, Mary Holland.
Katie Dipple.
That's
Say
it. We
say
got
the name
everybody.
of it again.
Too Spooky to Handle.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love
check it out.
it.
Love it.
Check it out.
Daniel.
You can check me out at aljazeera.com where I'll be. No, I don't have any. I've got nothing. Instagram at Daniel Quantz.
D-Quant's on the Snappy.
Try it out. Think you like it. I should go back to Snapchat.
Really?
No, I tried. I tried. It is so confusing now.
I was
don't
never
even
able
go
to do it.
near it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I bet if I logged in, I would have like 420 messages, and they're all spam.
Yeah.
Oh,
420,
yeah.
man.
I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, no,
I'd have
hell yeah.
I'd have 69 messages.
Yeah! Two of the funniest numbers.
They're
They're
always
so
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
So
They're
good.
so funny.
Good stuff.
I really didn't mean to say 420.
It's okay. I accept your
Yeah,
apology.
Thank you.
right. Yeah, right.
Jeff, what about you?
I don't have anything to promote, but I do have some exciting personal news. If I might feather my own cap, there's this great punk band from Denton, Texas called the Marked Men. They played Friday night here in town. I went and saw them. And I wasn't trying to do this, but I appear to have made the 1 millionth stage dive in punk rock history.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Wow.
I was just doing it. I wasn't trying for it or anything, but the Southwest American Punk Association, SWAPA,
Oh my God!
yeah, they let me know that they think that that's
That's
it. So
great.
we're
Oh,
going through the verification
that's
thing right now. But yeah.
gigantic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's fucking rad.
Yeah,
Anything-
thanks.
Is there a ceremony or something?
I don't know. Yeah,
Yes.
like it's like at a moose
You
lodge.
should get
or
like a
something.
tattoo
Oh yeah.
of like you stage
Yeah,
diving.
of you doing it.
Of
Yeah.
you-
Yeah.
I think, little known fact, the logo for stage diving, the silhouette is actually Jeff.
Wow. Looks
Yeah.
like a Michael Jordan sort
It's
of
like a
thing? Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
stick figure.
Right.
I was a lot
Okay.
skinnier back then.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And
Grew
follow
up, yeah.
me on social media at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm the Allison Rosen. I've been making little TikToks. YouTube.com/Allison Rosen. Please subscribe. And Patreon, already mentioned. And then also Allison and Todd After Hours. And then also Childish. Oh my God, it's too many plugs.
Too
Oh, and I have a newsletter, AllisonRosen.substack.com. It's pretty fun.
Dial it back.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. Listeners, thank you
Thank
for
you.
listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye. Woo!
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show?